Now this is more like it, Gamesir. After, my recent review of the $100 X4 wireless controller, I'll link it up above here, which I had rather mixed feelings about. The gaming accessory giant from Guangzhou, China hopes to make amends with the new G8 Plus for 20 bucks less even. And from the looks of it, this controller is fire, guys. Let's dig in. The Gamesir G8 Plus retails for $80 and it's basically the same controller as the G8 Galileo, except in that case it was USB-C connectivity, whereas this one is wireless Bluetooth. This thing is compatible with PC, Android, iOS, as well as Nintendo Switch. You can say goodbye to your Joy-Cons if you like. And it doesn't say so in the box, but this is also compatible with Xbox if you have it. Maximum width of devices that can fit on the deck is up to 8.5 inches. So if you're thinking of putting a tablet in there, you could up to perhaps 8 inches with a case, or a large gaming phone or something with a case as well. Hall effects, sticks and triggers, which is really nice. The weight on this thing, on my scale anyway, was 311 grams. These things also have asymmetrical rumble motors in here. They're really nice actually, and you can adjust them in the app as well. Battery life on this thing, I got around 19 hours on average, which is pretty darn strong for what it is. That's almost a whole day of gaming if you're so inclined to spend your day like that. Grips and friction surfaces on this thing is spot on, guys. It's better than the Galileo. It's a little bit more friction for the palm and the joysticks. I really love the surfaces on these, very nice to the feel. Regardless of hard or soft plastic surfaces, I would say they all feel and look nice in terms of the materials. Oh, by the way, there are detachable cover plates. They're all magnetic, by the way. You can switch it out for something thematic if you like. And once you open that up, you have access to also the joysticks, which you can switch out, and also the ABXY button. You can just swap them however you like it. Now, in the box, something to note: there's no like replacement ABXYs. You have to get those your own, but they do come with extra 2 of these, and also a thinner version or a smaller version for more precise movements if you like. But you can see also a little bit of the see-through material right here, see-through plastics, which you can see a little bit of the LED light right there. The plus and minus buttons right here are the same as menu and view on, say, an Xbox controller, for what it's worth. Again, the only lighting, there's no RGB lighting. The only lighting is what you get here, which is really fine by me. Another plus point to this small LED ring around the power button, it doesn't glare at your face when you're gaming in a dark room. Speaking of transparent plastics, if you expand the unit, you can see the springs through the spreader rail right here, which is different, I guess, and nice for some. But I do love the simple design on this thing. It's plain at the top right here, just your bumper and triggers, also some grippy surface right there, and a simple Gamesir logo that is flanked by your L4 and R4. And at the bottom, you have a central USB-C just for charging this unit, not for your devices, obviously. And then the pairing button right there. The beauty here is there's nothing fussy about the Gamesir app whatsoever. It's basically YC-WIG, battery levels and quick controls up front, and then you tap the picture of the device, and you will have access to all the customization options. Like button settings is where you can swap between Xbox and Switch ABXY layouts, and then you can also map the L4 and R4 buttons. So straight out of the box, the L4 and R4 are not assigned. The joystick and trigger settings are where you can go to mess around with dead zones, and you can even turn off precise pressure control of the Hall triggers and instead activate micro switch-like values, best for shooters or action games. Now, as with most other Gamesir controllers, you can check your setup by heading to Gamepad Test as well. 2 things contribute to the responsive controls, in my opinion: respectable Bluetooth latency and very good switches as well as buttons. So aside from smart TVs and projectors, I found Bluetooth delay to be quite minimal, as you can see from this demo. I'm not sure if it's the same for everybody, but right out of the box, I noticed that the Hall triggers have a slight 1mm, 1.5mm dead zone at the beginning of their travel before anything happens. That's not a problem, of course. You can quickly calibrate this out in the app. I'm also digging the better traction all around, particularly the thumbsticks. Very grippy stuff here. And actually, if you squint, they kinda look like lizard or snake skin in it. The fact that you can fit phones, including foldables like this, or tablets, well, 8-inch models anyway, or a Nintendo Switch, or even pair with your console or smart TV, makes this like a one-size-fits-all kind of controller for a lot of occasions. And not to mention how the taller deck back here really helps to keep whatever you slap on there stable and with practically no slippage. It's nice to see a brand new model matching the same price of its predecessor. I mean, at the end of the day, the Galileo has slightly different features, so technically both G8s are branch-offs of each other rather than truly version 1 versus version 2. But you know what I mean, guys. $80 for this kind of performance in 2024 and for what you get is bloody fantastic value. So yeah, when it comes time, great stocking stuff for this. Speaking of the Galileo again, once you've experienced pass-through charging, guys, not having one on, say, the G8 Plus, especially when your phone or tablet is low on juice, there is definitely some level of battery anxiety there. And I realize that trying to adapt a charging jack to a greater selection of device form factors as well as orientations doesn't really make pass-through practical in this case, as well as it will jack up the price quite a bit. But, you know, it would have been nice to have the option built in nonetheless. Chronologically, I'm gonna forget that I ever saw the X4, and a big thank you to Gamesir for releasing the G8 Plus to placate that misstep. Well, I'm just kidding, but this wireless controller really is a beast, guys. Some of the best controls and customization in the business. Large deck, there's also solid battery life, great price. I'm not sure how much more like Gamesir will be able to improve with the G9 or G10 or whatever it's going to be called. But this thing right here, guys, is a great buy and one of my favorites of 2024. If you enjoyed this quick review of the G8 Plus, you know what to do, guys. Smash the subscribe button down below and like this video as well. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all for joining me today. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what? If you haven't seen the news, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love y'all very much. Peace out and God bless. Whoosh.